Hello, my name is Megan O'Russell.
And I can't even right now. There's Mo, our boy cat, is making the most obscene licking sounds. My name is Christopher Russell. And
Wait, let's start again.
No, we're not starting again. And this is Page by Page writing the book in real time. We are raw, damn it.
Welcome. Just had to pick right now to get himself
It's
back.
literally, and then he was licking like the quilt. Oh, now he's pulling himself. What are you doing?
While making vigorous eye contact, like, hi guys, I'm the podcast contributor for today.
Stop it. That's obscene, sir. Anyway, glad to be back.
Cheers to Bubba.
Cheers to the baba. Mm-hmm. My goodness.
We have a special
Yes,
quasi
thank you.
mocktail for today.
Yes, we do.
It's only got a little bit of alcohol in it, so it's a like a strawberry soda bubble water, with some
which I
orange
accidentally
juice,
bought,
and then some orangey bitters, and then a little drizzle of whiskey for flavor. It's quite lovely.
It is. I'm on medication that makes it so that I can't have much alcohol over the next 3 months. Send help.
I'm not waiting that long for more beer.
I know that you're not.
Sorry, love.
No, it's okay. I can have some. It's just that I figured this week, let's just, take it easy. But I'll be able to have a very, very infrequent beer. I think
we can
saving that
use
for
those
podcast
cups
is fine.
where we have those mugs where really it's like a beer and a half goes in the mug.
Yeah.
So we can give me one of those, and then you can get a little cup.
I am not happy about this.
I think this is a great solution.
So that's what it's going to be from now on. All right, great. So let it be written. So let it be done until I am off of that medicine. Because no. Anyway, so welcome back. Episode 25. Thank you guys so much, as always, for your patience. Do you want to give them an update on what the hell has been going on, with that?
Yeah, so it's not my eyes that are making it so that I can't focus my eyes on anything. So that one didn't pan out. Tried one acupuncturist, gonna go try another. What is Bubba doing?
I don't know.
He is the special contributor of the day. But I have pain management coming up and more neurology. We're trying some gabapentin, so we're doing things. I don't know what to do with this cat. I can write on pen to paper a few minutes at a time, the same with editing chapters. So yeah, I am moving ahead slowly but surely while trying not to completely go out of my mind.
Yeah.
Which the fact that I'm singing this probably means that it's too late. Squiddly squow.
Oh, honey, it was too late, like 20 years ago. It's fine. So yes, excited to get into this week's chapter, especially because she actually wrote to the point that she was like, I think I want to stop it short of where I did. So I've gotten to preview a little bit of the next chapter, so I'm really excited.
Well, the problem with writing pen to paper is that we've discovered, write significantly faster.
Yeah.
Weird. I mean, no, because I can only write in 5 to 7 minute increments. So
Right.
I'm not topping my normal writing speed.
No.
But those 5 to 7 minutes, I'm actually getting more done than I would typing on a computer.
Yep.
So that's fascinating. But yeah, the chapter was way too long.
Yeah. So we had to find a different point, which I think it ends in a really, really fun part. So I'm excited. Do you want to give them a previously on, and then we'll jump into the chapter, and then anything else we have to say, we'll do it after. What do you think?
Sure. I love that Bubba ran away and now there's a siren.
He's,
We
it's
are
probably
doing,
him.
it's probably
probably
him.
after him.
Bubba's gone on a rampage.
Yep.
Okay,
Sorry,
is it time?
everyone. It's time.
Previously on
Okay.
Diary of a Blood-Marked Werewolf. After Field Day almost ends in a major catastrophe, aka Ella Day dying. Field Day was canceled, but not the after party, because why waste good catering? So they are rendezvousing at the Argo for the Field Day after party. Ella is alive but wounded, and everyone is ready for fun.
Yes, ready for fun. Couture has been coutoured, and now we move on with life.
Sometimes you gotta put on a ball gown and then rally and go do other things.
Or couture?
Couture.
Couture. Whatever. I don't know. I studied French and I don't know how to say it. Okay. Then without further ado, much of which is about nothing, I present to you Diary of a blood-marked werewolf. I get nothing for that. Chapter 25.
You would have gotten an eye roll, but I don't like my eyes hurt. So you just got like a frustrated eye flutter. That's the best I can give you.
Diary of a blood-marked werewolf, which for those of you who have not been keeping track is book 2 in Laureldale. Chapter 25. Archer Ancestry. Before Mrs. A had finished pinning my chosen widow's fete gown, I'd learned that Laureldale has more ceremonial rituals than most witch covens I'd met. Kate had been fully correct about the Argo being a vision-riddled minefield of doom, which kept me grateful for the pain slicing from my ribs to both my asshole and inner ear as my body raged at me for contorting my torso playing couture dress-up. And whatever facade Sheriff Fuckface had presented to win Mrs. A, it had been the bait-and-switch of the fucking century. No woman as kind and smart as Jason's mom could ever willingly bind her fate to an absolute shit like Sheriff Fuckface. Maybe he'd blackmailed her? Maybe she'd been desperate and clung to the first safe harbor she'd found? Maybe she was young and in love, Ella. Whatever fuckery had landed Mrs. A in the house/cafe currently filled with so many teenage voices I could barely hear the steps squeak beneath my feet, her plight added a new sparkle to my loathing of fuckface as Paige led me down a narrow flight of stairs, a different set than the ones we'd passed before, to a heavy wooden door with a discreet, modern lock set into the wood above the old iron one. Paige paused with her hand on the etched metal doorknob and frowned up at me. Up because the tiny landing at the bottom of the stairs barely fit Paige, leaving me standing 3 steps above her, trying to convince my brain that now wouldn't be a fun time to try vertigo. I know you've met Jason's dad. Paige paused, flattening her lips. Don't be surprised if your first prolonged social exposure to Sheriff Archer isn't as fun as hanging out with Mrs. Archer. A laugh caught in my throat. I'm only spending time with Sheriff Fuckface if legally required. Paige froze. You're not supposed to say the quiet part out loud, Ella. Laugh? Don't laugh. Paige chose laughter for me, devolving into a full-on snort fit as she opened the door and led me out into a dimly lit corridor. The problem with Jason's parents, Paige's voice dropped to a whisper, is their dumb fucking determination to cling to the pretense of happy at the expense of improving reality. Did you get that from therapy? My ribs throbbed as I took my turn laughing. My parents don't pay a shit ton of money to Dr. D for nothing. Paige shut the door behind me, testing to make sure it had locked while I refocused on my evening's mission, saving Jason by not fucking up saving Jason. Is Jason back yet? I asked. He's on the porch, hiding behind a wall of cheerleaders. Paige headed down the hall, and Tessa's got eyes on Sheriff Archer, so we're clear for now. Is Tessa playing lookout? No, she's just giving me a blow-by-blow of her dad's pissing match with Jason's dad. We reached the iron cell a long-dead Archer had added to the family home and turned the corner toward the actual cafe portion of the Argo. A pair of parents stood like guards, keeping the students within the well-lit, highly chaperoned party's boundaries. Why are Fuckface and Chief Everhart pissing? I asked. We passed the sentries, entering the sea of partygoers who very fucking clearly would have much rather been at a traditional woods party for their post-field day fun. A childhood penis-size rivalry that didn't end? Like a fucking queen, Paige's presence parted the crowd, leaving us a perfect path to the front door. The Archer-Everhart rivalry is as old as Laureldale. Both families will be on the stage at the widow's fete. We all just try to stay happy it's the pissing kind of ancestral angst rather than the shooting kind. But Tessa and Jason... My words caught in my throat as my dumb fucking ass realized our clear path may not have been the result of Paige's badassery, but rather the appearance of the day's drama, me, and the Horde's determination to arrange themselves into a perfect Gawker gauntlet. Counting on the now continual hot thrumming of my ribs as vision insurance, I took Paige's wrist, walking smashed next to her side, whispering in her ear, Tessa and Jason have always seemed friendly. Oh, Sheriff Archer and Chief Everhart are super close. They just drive each other batshit and make everything a fucking competition. Paige pushed open the door to the front porch. They might as well be brothers, which pretty much makes Jason and Tessa cousins. Got it. And I actually did.
The strength of family by function is something that has kept me alive plenty of times. Hell, before the world broke, in my mind, Kate had been my aunt. Well, Paige said, cousins who could date without it getting really weird. Fair. Like my removal of Kate from the chosen family I'd bleed for category. Even if her removal could be clearly traced to her stepping in to take care of me when hell, worse, or long stay in purgatory I probably wouldn't survive were my other available options. Right behind you, Paige shooed a senior out of the way. He, staring at me, shuffled closer to his group, making a gap wide enough for us to sidle toward the corner where the top of Andre's head peeked above the crowd. Sorry, coming through. A freshman jumped onto a boy's lap to get out of our way. The boy blushed. The girls around him giggled. I spotted Jason, alive, annoyed, crammed onto a tiny chair I'm really sure was not meant to hold the weight of a human wall, literally hiding behind a cluster of cheerleaders. The muscles in my shoulders loosened despite his pinched brow and tight frown. In that moment, at least, Jason Archer was alive and safe, and whatever the fuck had him wincing every few seconds didn't seem to be causing physical injury, so at least you haven't gotten him killed. Yet. Sydney turned to Paige and me, eyes wide, finger pressed to her lips. Because my brain said it was helpful, I tipped my head like a listening dog, hunting for the voices in the crowd that matched the timing of Jason's wincing. Paige and I stooped low, squeezing past him to the two miraculously empty, normal-sized chairs beside him. I caught the right conversation as I sank into my seat. Just need a shoulder to cry on. The ping of Mrs. Smeaton's voice sliced into my ears. It's not an easy road to walk alone. Thank you for your concern, Kate, voice sharp, tipping toward anger, replied. But Ella and I need to understand the power of this community's embrace, Mrs. Smeaton said. Can I just pause to say I hate her voice so much?
I love it.
Paige sank into the chair on my other side, squishing me between her and Jason. Ella has been embraced by her friends, and we're both very grateful, Kate said. That's us, Paige mouthed, winking and whirling a finger to point around our group. You are the best, I whispered. But it's not just Ella that needs community lovey, Mrs. Smeaton said. Who's taking care of you? A niblet of guilt appeared in my gut, only to perish instantly as Jason pulled a capped paper cup from under his tiny chair, presenting it to me with the best bow he could manage in his scrunched state. Have you looked into any of our local resources? Mrs. Smeaton asked. Closing my eyes, I breathed in the scent of my cappuccino, knowing it would be perfect because Jason had made it. I turned my head, ready to thank him, coughing on a squeak as I opened my eyes to find him looking at me, which, with our shoulders mashed together, put his nose 10 inches from mine. Diving like it was a fucking grenade, Jason grabbed the coffee, which had not, in fact, slipped from my grip, with one hand, wrapping his other arm around my shoulders, sheltering me as though the ceiling were about to crash down on us. No, Kate said. Jason and I froze. I've been working with out-of-town resources, she pressed on, that have been extremely supportive to both Ella and me. Sorry, Jason whispered, wide-eyed, red flooding his cheeks. Sorry. Laughter shook my chest, flaring pain in my ribs that did nothing to dull my humor. Then you don't know all the wonderful programs you've been missing out on, Mrs. Smeaton said. Jason eased away from me, trying to take my cappuccino with him. The glare I shot him was intentional. The growl that rumbled in my throat was not. They have groups for single mothers and caretakers. Jason let go of my prize, foe, I think, cowering, eyes wide and hands raised. And troubled teens. They even have overnight... Ella is not troubled, Kate cut across Mrs. Smeaton. Paige squeaked a laugh. Sydney smacked her shoulder on my behalf. Oh, Kate, Mrs. Smeaton said in a tone I really hoped she would have been smart enough to avoid if she'd understood Kate's witchness and therefore above-average murder potential. Lack of troubled behavior does not mean lack of a troubled spirit. Sydney frowned. Not bad. Probably got it from a tea bag, Paige whispered. I paid for her humor with pain as all 5 of us suppressed laughter. Andre most effectively, Paige least. Actually, Kate said, Every ounce of cheer vanished as her tone froze my veins. There is something I find very troubling. Kate's voice crisped with a calm, dangerous anger the others didn't seem to notice. They were still fucking giggling. Sydney whispered something else. The giggling grew. And I haven't been able to find anyone who can help, Kate said. Jason looked at me. His joy faded. Really? What? Mrs. Smeaton's voice boiled with intrigue. Don't hurt her, Kate. Don't punch the human. Don't curse the human. The child entrusted to my care could have died today because of faulty gym equipment at our town's high school, Kate said. I know, Mrs. Smeaton said. Our poor angel. Well, Kate said, someone on the local level needs to be held accountable for what happened. My ass-clenching fear ebbed. So true, Mrs. Smeaton said. We almost had another town tragedy. Jason wrapped his arm around me like I'd been shaking. Maybe I had? Sheriff Archer said the way the rope snapped will give the state police plenty to look at in investigating any manufacturing error or incompetent maintenance, Kate said. Oh, Mrs. Smeaton dragged out the word. You okay? Jason tossed me the catchphrase. It was a faulty rope. Mrs. Smeaton's voice held breathless rapture. Or a metal burr in the rigging up by the ceiling, Kate said. That's so awful. Well fucking done, Kate. Ella? Jason asked. Rib cramp. I wrinkled my nose for him, hoping that worked as an answer for whatever the fuck he was talking about. It's fine that the law will take care of any manufacturer responsible for that rope snapping, Kate said, but someone at the school needs to answer for what happened to one of its students. Do you need ice? Jason asked. It could have been anyone's child on that climbing wall, Kate said. That's so true, Mrs. Smeaton said. No ice, just less couture. Couture, whatever the hell it is. No ice, just less couture. I straightened up to prove my fineness. Thank you very much, honey. Jason's frown deepened. We can't allow the school to endanger our children, Kate said. I began to mentally applaud Kate's technique, my niblet of guilt returning as the thought that Kate might only be 90% useless fluttered through my mind. What if it had been your daughter who... Son, Mrs. Smeaton cut in. Son who had been on that rope. Kate didn't miss a fucking beat. Would he have been as lucky as Ella? I sat back in my chair, sipping my, as predicted, perfect cappuccino. My Bobby is a healthy young man, Mrs. Smeaton said. There's no way the Clark boy could have caught him the way he did a little thing like your Ella. This is your fault, Megan Elizabeth. This is your fault. I'm taking a drink for that. Remember, you made that choice. Shall we once again? My Bobby is a healthy young man, Mrs. Smeaton said. There's no way the Clark boy could have caught him the way he did a little thing like your Ella. Little thing? Jason unlocked his arm from around my shoulders, tucking his elbow close to his side, curling in on himself, trying to wedge his body back into the tiny personal bubble allotted by his tiny chair. Our school board needs to call an emergency meeting, Mrs. Smeaton said. I couldn't bear Jason folding in on himself, shriveling, withering, becoming nothing but gnawed on bones. Exactly, Kate said. I knocked Jason's arm with mine, wriggling my shoulder in beside his, leaving him to either topple forward out of his chair or wrap his arm around me, expanding back to living Jason size. He chose not to faceplant into Andre's crotch. I just don't know if I have the bandwidth to take care of Ella and protect all the other children of Laureldale from this kind of deadly incompetence, Kate said. Happy Paige vanished, her eyes narrowing as she slowly turned toward Kate's voice, rising out of her chair. No. Sydney gripped Paige's shoulders, forcing her ass back into her seat. It's going to take the right kind of person to lead this charge, Kate said. Seal the deal, Kate. Jason bent low, reaching under his seat again, twisting toward me, putting his face close enough I would, under other circumstances, have licked his cheek to prove a point about personal space. You have been given such a heavy load, you poor thing. In my mind, Mrs. Smeaton wrapped Kate in a tight hug. You leave this worry to me. Our babies won't face another equipment malfunction under my watch. And thus ends all joy at Laureldale High School. Jason pulled a latte from beneath his seat, passing it to Paige, slightly dulling the murder in her eyes. I just wish I could make Sheriff Archer take the problem seriously. Kate's voice held an unfamiliar touch of timidity. And she goes for the bonus prize? Jason's arm tightened around me. I looked. Nope. I took his hand, giving it a squeeze, trying to work, I'm sorry my shitty parental figure is setting up your even shittier one for a lecture from hell, into the touch. A girl could have died today, and that man could only spare 20 minutes to talk to me. Kate closed in for the kill. To not give a concerned parent the basic courtesy of his time on a day like today, I'm not even sure how to tell him how disappointed I am. I watched Sydney's realization of Kate's brilliance. A quick journey of doubt to pride to intellectual envy, finally landing in round-eyed worry. You have to know how to talk to men like that, Mrs. Smeaton said. Find an opening and don't let up until they crumble. Andre and Paige jumped straight to worry. Kate paused. Don't know if I could be that brave. A fucking plus to Kate Blackwood. You should never have to feel brave to talk to the person who's supposed to protect you. Mrs. Smeaton tossed out another gem. And we are going to make sure that man knows exactly what it means to protect and serve the people of this town. Don't let him get a foot in or his sanctimonious... I gave Jason's hand an extra squeeze as Mrs. Smeaton's voice faded into the crowd. We should move if we want to lose her. Sydney leaned around a tallish cheerleader, tracking movement on the street, her muscles tensing as though actually preparing to run. Why? Paige stood, yanking me to my feet, almost knocking Jason out of his tiny chair in the process. Kate's been sidecarring us for the last 20 minutes. Sydney looked to me. Unless you'd rather stick close to her. Fuck. The presence of a witch would definitely, unfortunately, be helpful if whatever shit I needed to save Jason from ended up being of the supernatural sort. Breathe, Ella. WWUED. I'm cated out for today. I sipped my coffee, washing down the bile in my throat. Third floor, Andre said. Mrs. Archer's hunting for Jason, Paige said. Blind corner? If we can sneak Jason that far, Sydney said. Not my fault I'm tall. Jason crunched over, producing my sketchbook from the magic coffee cubby below his seat and tucking it under his arm. Then, staying bent double like our own human battering ram, Jason led us toward the Argo's front door. WWUED. Be grateful you have friends who genuinely want to include you. Go with the flow. Ducking low enough to keep my head out of sight, a much easier / less comical task for me than the human wall, I followed Jason. He paused by the door, waiting for another group to push it open, catching the door just before it closed, like some alarm might register a rogue group entering if Jason allowed it to latch. Still bent double, he darted across the cafe, weaving around clusters of students, accepting no greeting, acknowledging no stare. This is so fucking ridiculous. Just the
away from the parents.
Sheriff Fuck faces here. Okay, sorry.
Gotta run.
Dun, dun, okay, thank you. Thank you for going on that journey with us. Still bent double, he darted across the cafe, weaving around clusters of students, accepting no greeting, acknowledging no stare. I sipped my cappuccino and followed, refusing to laugh for my ribs' sake, not feeling any guilt for enjoying anyone drawing more attention than me. He finally straightened up as we neared the parental sentries blocking our path to the dimly lit hall that would take us back to the locked staircase Paige and I had left not even 5 minutes before. Has my mom come this way? Jason asked the man. Nope. The man shook his head. Jason looked back to our group, winking, then shrugging. Sorry, guys. That means she still needs help carrying everything down. It's fine, Sydney breezed past him. The committee can't expect her to haul everything down from the 3rd floor by herself. She walked right between the sentries without acknowledging either of them. Thanks, guys. Jason turned and trudged after her, me, Paige, and Andre following right behind. Jason pulled something from his pocket, black, almost too big to palm even with his massive hands, and stopped in front of the iron cell, making me rock back on my heels to avoid ramming into him. Paige, however, knocked into me. Pain speared through my ribs, jolting all the way down to the massive bruise on my left hip. Sorry. Paige grabbed my arm, steadying me. I'm fine. My voice came out too pinched for fine. I got latte on the back of your sweater. Paige blotted my back. Tell me when you're ready, Andre said. What? He's got a low voice, okay? He and Sydney formed a little wall of PDA to shield... Oh my God. Okay, if you're going to do that, you have to be under music. He and Sydney formed a little wall of PDA to shield Jason as he selected one of the 3 black iron skeleton keys from the Laureldale Rams rule keychain hidden in his hand and slid it into the lock. Is this WWUED, Ella? How fucked might this get us if caught? No, wait, you have to be quiet for this because this is my favorite line. Interesting choice, Ella. 'Twould be but a minor fucking, Paige said. I twisted away from her blotting. Don't worry about the sweater. The cell lock opened with a heavy thunk. Ready, Jason said. Hold, Andre said. Hold. My body tensed, preparing for catastrophe. Hold. Andre shifted his weight onto his right foot. I eased my hand toward the knife I'd re-hidden at the small of my back. And Andre dragged out the word, go. Jason swung open the 6-foot-tall barred door and Paige shoved me forward, pushing me into the cell, grabbing my elbow, dragging me toward the fancy liquor bar in the solidly walled corner of the square space. The square space that twisted, the bars spiraling closer. Bars that were blades forged in strange fire, a blade at my throat, pressing deeper, a warm trail of blood down my bare chest. No, breathe, fucking breathe. Pain stole the vision before panic could fully form. Panic from cold ass, ow ribs, panic? Flitted away as the other 4 piled into the corner with me, all with impishly unbothered smiles, forming a little circle like we'd gathered around a make-believe campfire, with me wedged in the actual corner, which suited my paranoid ass just fine. Jason set my sketchbook on the floor between us, then twisted, kneeling and bending low, running his fingers along the stone wall. I don't think we were spotted, Andre whispered. Ella, give me your sweater. Paige, too, kept her voice low. I matched their hush, obeying Paige, taking off my slightly damp sweater to lean against the chilly stone in just my tank top. Why did we just sneak into a bar at a school event? It's not a bar. Paige rubbed the coffee splotch with her sleeve. It's part of Jason's house. Too close to the way his mother had pulled off a bit of window trim to open a hidey hole in my fucking vision, Jason wiggled a stone out of the wall, revealing a wooden fucking cubby, raising 2 equally important questions. How many secret compartments existed in the Argo? And why the fuck does the Archer family like stashing shit in the fucking walls? With a follow-up 3rd question, why the fuck hadn't I taken the time to make myself a stash spot at Kate's? Jason set the stone aside and pulled a flask out of the wall. With the security cameras, Dad has eyes on every bottle of alcohol on the bar. He gave me a sly shrug. So we just don't touch that, and my parents are fine with us being in here. I like the vibe, I nodded, though I've got to say it's pretty unexpected. We have our quiet rebellions. Paige set my sweater in her lap, then reached for the comically large black flask, which had been dinged and dented to hell, with scratches crisscrossing the metal, slicing through 3 bolded words: truth or dare. I really cared more about tequila or whiskey, but I'm not one to be picky. Speak truth, Ella. Speak truth. Anticipation of the forbidden nectar had just begun to smooth the edges of my anxiety when Paige spoke. Host chooses first victim. Jason, who do you pick? Truth or dare? Fuck. And thus ends chapter 25. Oh my God. All right. So let me go back first. Look at these. Oh, go away. What is this? What are you doing on my computer screen? Move this over.
Move the mic.
All right.
Move the mic.
Beautiful. All right, cool. So, thoughts, author?
It is so fucking weird to be writing ahead of where we are.
Yeah, I know, but that's kind of what we have to do now that the system's so weird.
Yeah, because of everything with my stupid fucking eyeballs. Well, not my eyeballs. It's not my eyeballs. But anyway.
You sound like our nephew. It's not my eyes.
The kid got the hell cut out of his face. It was real bad.
It was bad. He left behind part of his eyebrow.
Yeah, he did. But he, like a fucking trooper whose mother has told him all his life that you can't hurt your eyeballs or your neck because mommy can't fix those.
Yep, correct.
Cut the hell out of his face, leapt to his feet, screamed, "It's not my eye!" and then clamped his hand over his face and started crying.
Yeah.
But first made it very clear that he had not broken the rules and hurt his eyeball.
Yeah.
But no, it's just weird because it's like, it's so much harder to answer questions.
Oh, because you don't know what's been said or not?
No, because it's like,
That's fine. That'll just be the sound that I expect from you every time you can answer a question.
But no, like, I'm really happy with this chapter because I'm happy with where we are going and what this is leading to, and also sort of the more development of Laureldale as a place, as like these teens exist outside school.
Yeah, they do.
Like these are townspeople that are there, and so like it's been the first time to sort of like touch bases and like, oh, this is an entire community affected since like the beginning of the book.
Yeah, sure.
So I am excited for that, and I am excited for things to come. So yeah.
Well, even the Woods Party, we didn't really see the soul of the town, right? Like it was very focused on the little niche.
Well, because it was the kids who were cool enough to get invited to the Woods Party.
Oh, that's true.
Like,
yeah,
so it wasn't like a full school. Like that was a rendezvous.
Right.
That was like the select few who had been chosen to be messaged to come to the party. That is not for everyone. You break the rules, you never come back, baby. Oof. Like there's a difference.
Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so one thing I didn't write down, but it just occurred to me that it's very funny that the sheriff and the fire chief have something like going on where they're like clashing heads. That is so funny because I feel like you see that all the time in like dramas, right? It's like, oh no, the fire people are here. Oh great, okay, well now you're gonna try to take care. I don't know, but is there something going on other than it just being this kind of ancestral thing? Like, is there something going on between the two of them?
Both of their families have always been there. Both of their families have always held positions of service within the community, whether it's like mayor, treasurer, sheriff, fire. So it's like...
Yeah. Sure, there's just always been.
Yes, they've just always been in that town, always been helping in the running of the town, maintenance of the town forever and ever. So it's like, yeah.
To that point, well, Paige said, cousins who could date without it getting really weird. What was your intention behind Paige saying this?
Paige is like, I mean, Jason could date Tessa, you know, like... There are people he could like date and stuff. So maybe like you should kind of, I don't know, like
get on that.
Yeah.
But she doesn't know that there's anything going on between Ella and Caleb. Not that there really is right now. But still,
but no, and it's not even that. It's he's human. Like
right. Yeah.
Jason's human.
You keep saying this, and yet I have my thoughts. Not that, no, I do know, like, he is human. Yes, I don't think that there's something supernatural going on with Jason, but I think that there's something supernatural going on between the two of them. Okay, anyway. Okay, Megan, explain. You said, I'm going to quote you. This is not really, it's paraphrasing you, but this is about Mrs. Smeaton. Beneath the busybody, she's really trying to help in a main character energy sort of way.
Well, she is, because, like, she really does want everything in the town to be nice. It just has to be her way. And she really does want Ella and Kate to be well taken care of. She just needs to be the one who does it, and everyone needs to know she's doing it.
Sure.
So, like, no, she's not a good person, but, like, like, her intentions aren't the worst.
Yeah. Closing my eyes, I breathed in the scent of my cappuccino, knowing it would be perfect because Jason had made it. I read this during Read Aloud Edits, and Megan went, oh.
Yeah, he makes her coffee just the way she likes it.
Yeah, and yet there's no way the two of them are getting together. Sure.
He's a human.
I don't give shit. They're set up. They're perfect. Okay. Let's see. Nope, that wasn't one. Oh, Jason wrapped his arm around me like I'd been shaking. Maybe I had. I love that he's like trying to protect her from this thing because he thinks that she's so traumatized from what happened at the gym. And she's like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, get on.
Like, am I?
Like, am I shaking? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I'm doing trauma. Well, I'm busy.
It's funny because you've had moments similar to this before where it's like, you know, because like maybe that like as if this were happening, maybe it had been, but where it's that she's doubting herself in a way of like, I could be so fucked that I'm just not sure. But in this case, she's like, what the hell's going on? Like, she's just more confused than anything. She's not upset. She's just like, what, why? Oh, hi, buddy. Thank you. Like, that's kind of more the feel that I get from this particular one. Does that sound right?
It's more like the wrong trauma point. So it's like, was I shaking? What, yeah. Whatever. I fell from a wall. That's fine. I don't care. I broke some ribs. But like, what is Mrs. Smeaton? Get out of my business.
On my business. Yeah. Happy Paige vanished, her eyes narrowing as she slowly turned toward Kate's voice rising out of her chair. This happens following, I just don't know if I have the bandwidth to take care of Ella and protect all the other children in Laureldale from this kind of deadly incompetence, Kate said. So Megan goes, do you understand why the Happy Paige vanishes? And I was like, well, I'm guessing because, and I guessed incorrectly, by the way, but I was like, I'm guessing because she's like, oh shit, don't you get that bitch involved in our school. But that's not what was going on. What was going on, Megan?
Taking care of Ella?
Yeah.
You're taking care of Ella?
Yeah. Nope, not so much. Another Paige moment, and I already kind of mentioned this. 'Twould be but a minor fucking. My favorite. That's quote of the year for me. Thank you.
Thank you.
So, yeah, you're welcome. Oh,
I think with all schedule changes and stuff from now on, if it's not a big deal, 'twould be but a minor fucking.
'Twould be but a minor fucking.
T-shirts. 'Twould be but a minor fucking.
'Twould be but a minor fucking. The square space that twisted, the bars spiraling closer, bars that were blades forged in strange fire, a blade at my throat pressing deeper, a warm trail of blood down my bare chest. I said, whoa, the fuck? Are we able to know if this is a past or a future thing? You're not going to tell us? Okay. Because we don't get to live in it long enough to know. Like,
neither
we don't get
did
to
she.
see God. And I love that. So she... Okay, now here's an interesting question. So you said that she's writing from the end of each of these installments.
Yes.
Okay. So does she remember this then? She must remember, because she doesn't, okay, she has the vision, immediately afterwards forgets why it was so panic-inducing. Does she forget the parts that were in the vision too?
No.
Okay. She just doesn't know what they have to do with one another.
Yes, it's just like all these things happen and it's like, oh, that was bad, but...
Okay, so this doesn't go out of her head.
No, it's like she remembers these things, but it's
just
like
not why it's panic inducing.
Yeah, like what?
Okay, so the it concerns me that she doesn't remember why a blade at her throat and a trail of blood down her chest are panic inducing.
But is it her? Is it what?
Jeez,
like that's not enough to cause concern.
Yeah, okay.
In the long run,
for me it is. Okay. Well, she's a mess.
Exactly. Well, the thing is, like, you've seen so much shit, and you're like, well, there's no dead body on the floor, so, like, okay.
Right.
Low standards, man. She has low standards for what's bad. Like, okay, well, that was a brief vision that had no recognizable features.
Sure.
So, bigger problems.
Do we get to, I'm assuming, find out at some point why Mr. and Mrs. Archer got together? Like, how he was able to snow her? In Ella's mind. And I'm sure that Ella's building, Sheriff Fuckface to be more of an asshole than he really is, but still.
I mean, how much do you...
No, it's all right. No.
Well, no. It's not important, and I don't know if it'll ever come up in the book.
Well, yeah, then I want to know.
But when they got together, he was not in Laureldale. He was living life out in the world.
Did he come back for his parents or something?
No, he came back because there was no one left to inherit the Argo.
Oh, so does he resent that?
I don't think so, but she didn't marry like small town sheriff.
Oh, okay.
Who's like at this workaholic job.
Yeah.
She married like guy out in the world living his life.
Oh my gosh. Okay, sure.
And then they went back because it's the family homestead. Like, they can't give up this house that's been in the family for all this time.
Okay.
They're the last archers. So, like, archers have to be in Laureldale. Like, they can't just give up their spot in the town forever.
Yeah.
So he had to move home.
Yeah. No, that makes perfect sense.
So it's like it was a different life when they got together. And now he's like this overworked small town sheriff who's like completely like in the office all the time. And she's running this small business that's huge. And it's like, what the fuck?
Yeah. Damn.
So yeah.
Wow. Okay, cool. No, thank you for sharing that. I think that it adds color to what's going on. That's very interesting. And it also kind of makes him a little bit more of an empathetic character. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's all that I had. I know there were a couple of things that you wanted to talk about that were not related to Laureldale specifically, but was there anything else you wanted to say about the chapter? Anything about the project?
No, because I feel I love that I'm just saying I just feel very at risk for spoilers.
Understood.
And
respected and appreciated for not spoiling.
Because I want to not do that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Well, then why don't you tell us how the romantasy research has been going, and also tell them what you've got me listening to now.
Okay. So I haven't been able to do a lot of updating on like the romantasy family tree and all of that with posts because I can't do the typey on the computer or on a phone screen. I can't even read a Kindle Paperwhite. It's not a great time.
Don't depress yourself. Keep going.
But anyway, so I can do audiobooks. So I have been continuing my romantasy research through like blog posts and articles that I can listen to and through listening to romantasy books. So there's like a lot more information that I can't wait to share when I can format it. But because Ice Planet Barbarians actually plays a big part in the predecessors of the romantasy family tree. And so I listened to it. And I am making Chris listen to Ice Planet Barbarians.
She has it in her head. And I'm going to just go ahead and say this now, that so many times it has been like, yeah, I'm going to sit down and write something, and it never happens. So she's got it in her head that I'm going to now write books like Ice Planet Barbarians.
I feel like you figuring out all the ways a prehensile phallus could be used in weird ways with cryptids would be hilarious. I feel like childhood Christopher would be like, yes, and that's where the tentacles go, motherfucker.
Oh my God.
Like, I feel like you have trained your whole life for this. This is your moment.
I was never into tentacles, man. That's weird.
No, but you were into some weird stuff, and I feel like we can monetize this. Like, I feel like your lack of parental supervision.
Okay, that's legit.
Yeah, like, I feel like we can use
that is
this.
very true. That is very true.
I feel like it's going to be great.
Good point. Well, we'll see. But wait, hold on. Answer me this. Does Fourth Wing or Akatar get anywhere near that, like, intense? That graphic? Do you know what I mean?
It's
I mean, not that I've even gotten into the meat of it, but like it's
yeah. It's just prettier words.
But it's the same shit.
Absolutely.
Wow.
Yes.
And teens are reading this?
Yes, that's why when like a 12-year-old's like, I love Fourth Wing, I'm like, that's your mother's problem.
No way, man. I mean, okay, look, I can get it because I was a teenager once, but still.
Yeah, but it's not my place, man.
Yeah. Oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
But no, I think it's going to be hilarious.
That would be awkward.
Well, I did put the Fourth Wing audiobook request in for you at the library, so you have that to look forward to too.
Wish me luck.
But I have been trying to explain to him what is in these books for forever.
Boy, oh boy. And his tongue had a very interesting texture.
Oh, you think that's weird?
No, I don't think it's weird. I know that it's a sign of things to come, and I'm terrified.
I am so excited for you to go on this journey.
I feel like it's like
you are turning so red.
It's
like up behind your ears.
Oh my God.
It's like through your little hair. It's great.
My little hair, my little bits of hair.
You don't know right here.
But it's making me think of friends that we know that work like remotely and listening to stuff. And be like, the hell am I listening to?
But yeah, I think your exploration of cryptid appendages is gonna be great and hilarious, and I am so excited for this journey for you. So I'm like I'm back onto like more classic romantasy titles. So I'm like with vampires time traveling, and he's like
time traveling vampires?
Yeah, and he's like, why does he have an extra nubbin? What is the nubbin for?
She has a third nipple. That's not a nipple.
Okay, anyway, so continuing.
Okay. Yeah, so was there any...
Everything's
This is
fine.
why we can have nice things. Is there anything else that you wanted to talk about? Because I can't top
You
that.
can't top the nubbin?
I can't top the nubbin, man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, but
I
romantasy
stand
leads
by
you
it.
to some weird places. And the thing
Buddy.
is, there is no, the limit does not exist. The limit does not exist.
That's terrifying that the limit does not exist in romantasy. Like monster books. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. Maybe you don't. If you don't, look it up. If you're of age.
Romantasy is full on like
Man. Mm-hmm. Are there romantasies that are in the Omegaverse too?
Oh, that wouldn't. So Omegaverse is a different thing.
It's a different thing. Okay. Like I know Omegaverse kind of sits.
So like you could have
an
Omegaverse romantasy.
Okay, but it wouldn't be. Well, wait, hold on. But that's what I was asking, though. So
yeah, you could have an Omegaverse romantasy.
Oh, okay. Okay, so you could.
Yes.
Okay.
But it would have to it would be not. It would be listed Omegaverse first. Like it would be primary category Omegaverse, secondary category romantasy.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
Like Omegaverse is the primary of that.
Yes. So it would not be that Omegaverse was a subgenre of romantasy. It would be that romantasy was a subgenre.
Yeah, like within the Omegaverse, someone wrote a romantasy.
I see.
Like Omegaverse is like.
I understand the way that you were explaining it too, because I was like, that's what I asked. Oh no, that's not.
It is its own tropical island. With little villages.
Sure.
But it is its own island.
Yes. Okay.
Because there are very specific rules for that world that cannot be broken. Okay. Whereas romantasy is very, at this point in time, it is still very free-flowing as to what qualifies, does not qualify. There's a lot of debate open.
Okay.
Like Omegaverse is fucking Omegaverse. And if you fuck it up, it is no longer Omegaverse.
No, yeah. I
so like...
That I know. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Good to know. Well, thank you for my brief education. So yeah, then will you tell everybody where they can find us?
Sure. You can find the video of the episodes on Substack, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Mm-hmm. And also Spotify. That was the one place I forgot to upload.
Well, you can do that for the... It's been a rough time, y'all. Now, and you can also find us on social media for Page by Page Podcast and for me, Megan O'Russell, on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, other many places, but for the podcast specifically, if you are able to rate, review, like, subscribe, whatever it is on your favorite podcast platform, please do. And if you have other friends who you think might enjoy the podcast, please do share it with them, because the more people who join this community, the more we can expand the Laureldale universe. Mm-hmm. And there are so many things that I want to do with this universe. So the more people who come to the party, the more fun we can have. So yeah, invite your friends.
Yep. And we hope to be back next week. Like
the chapter is written.
It's what?
Return.
Okay, good.
I need use of my eyes back. This is not doing good things for the mental health, and they were already frayed, man.
I love you so much. So until next time,
wish me luck.
And thank you for reading. Good luck.